So finally, the season is over and Manchester City have been crowned the champions of the English Premier League for the fourth consecutive time. Well, they defeated West Ham by 3-1 in their final game, and we all know what Mohamed Kudus did, scoring a world-class goal in that particular game. We'll check out how Mohamed Kudus performed in that game and also have some updates on other Ghanaian players who are in action in the Premier League, as the likes of Antoine Semenyo, Tariq Lamptey, as well as Thomas Partey wrapped up the season with their respective clubs. Also, we'll travel to other countries in Europe and see how some Ghanaian players also performed, as Dennis Odoi, the Black Stars defender, got a goal for Club Brugge in their match that they played on Sunday night. Also, Ghana's player, that is Alexander Jiku, picked up a red card in the Turkish league. So we have updates on this and more right here on Sports Updates Ghana. Before we get into it, please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's get right into it, starting off with the English Premier League, as Manchester City took on West Ham in their final game of the season. Ghanaian player, that is Mohamed Kudus, scored such a stupendous goal in that particular game, despite City winning the game by 3-1. So the goal is what you are seeing on your screens currently, and Mohamed Kudus finished the season with 14 goal contributions this season for West Ham United. He scored 8 goals and grabbed 6 assists, and when you combine that, you get 14 goal contributions for Mohamed Kudus. So that was how it ended for David Moyes in his final game of the season. Another game that caught the attention of many was the game involving Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal scored 2-1, but that goals were not enough to give them the Premier League title for the first time in history, despite winning 28 games, which is a record, and unfortunately, well, Arsenal couldn't win it. But Thomas Partey played 69 minutes of action in the game, as he was rated 7.0, and Thomas Partey unfortunately got a yellow card in that particular game. So yes, Thomas Partey helping Arsenal finish second in the Premier League. In the game involving Brighton and Manchester United, United won the game by 2-0, and Tariq Lamptey was in action for the Seagulls in defense. Tariq Lamptey came on as a substitute in the 81st minute to play the last 9 minutes of action. Well, for Manchester United, they had English player of Ghanaian descent, that is Kobe Mainoo, also starting the match. He was later substituted due to an injury he picked up in the 75th minute. Well, let's go on and do some more. And so the game involving Chelsea versus Bournemouth, Antoine Semenyo was in action in that particular game. He picked up a yellow card after, well, clashing with Cucurella in that game. Antoine Semenyo played 90 minutes of action in that match and was rated 7.8 for his performance in the game. Well, Bournemouth have been able to perform their best so far in the Premier League ever since the club was formed. Where they finished in the league this season means that they've been able to set a new record, and Bournemouth finished 12th ever since the club was formed. They've never finished 12th before. Now, Crystal Palace also ended the season by beating Aston Villa by 5-0. Yes, Aston Villa that wanted to play the Champions League. Well, they managed to get that position, but they lost their final game of the season to Crystal Palace. Ghana's Jeffrey Schlupp did not play a role in this particular game. It was Jordan Ayew who came on as a substitute in the 88th minute after Crystal Palace had scored all 5 goals to play the final minutes of action in the game, and it's quite sad to see Jordan Ayew end the season on such a bad note, because Jordan Ayew, well, until the departure of their former coach, was one of the players who was always getting regular starters, but unfortunately he has lost his place in the starting role for Crystal Palace. Maybe Jordan Ayew might end up leaving Crystal Palace next season. Well, so that is it with the Premier League. Let's travel to the Spanish La Liga, as it also ended on a bright note for Atletico Bilbao as they took on Sevilla. Bilbao won the game by 2-0, and Nico Williams, the brother of Inaki Williams, got an assist in the game. Well, Inaki Williams didn't put up a good fight in this game. He got 6.3 for his ratings in the game and played 82 minutes of action. So that was how Ghanaian striker, that is Inaki Williams, performed over there. To the French Ligue 1, where Ghana's Mohamed Salisu was in action. Well, he helped Monaco beat Nantes by 4-0, and Mohamed Salisu played 90 minutes of action and was the second best player on the pitch for Monaco in the game. He was rated 8.1 for his performance in the game. 90 minutes of action he played, and he got a clean sheet in this particular game. And next season, Mohamed Salisu will be playing in the Champions League with AS Monaco. Well, Le Havre also ended their season with a 2-1 defeat to Olympique Marseille, and Black Stars captain Andre Ayew was in action in this game. He played 70 minutes of action, but unfortunately Andre Ayew was unable to get on the score sheet despite getting 2 shots on target and 1 shot off target. He was rated 7.0 for his performance in the game. So Andre Ayew ending the season with his former club, that is Marseille, as they lost the game by 2-1. And in the game involving Lens versus Montpellier, it ended 2-2 between the two sides. Well, Ghanaian player, that is Abdul Saleh Samet, was an unused substitute in this game. Well, Abdul Saleh Samet was benched out through this game, and it's unfortunate that he's also losing his place in the Lens team. Now for Ernest Nuamah, he didn't even get into the squad sheet for the game against Strasbourg, and it's unfortunate that Ernest Nuamah's season ends on such a note for his club. Now let's go on and do some more. And to the Greek League, yes, that was where Ghanaian left back player, that is Abdul Babaraman, won the Greek Cup with PAOK Thessalonica, and they won their final game against Aris by 2-1. And Baba Rahman was in action throughout this game, and Baba Rahman putting up such a great effort. He played 90 minutes of action, was rated 6.8 for his performance in the game. So yes, Baba Rahman has won the Greek Cup over there, and we say congratulations to him. Now in the Turkish league, well, it was Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce in this final game of the season. Well, Ghanaian defender, that is Alexander Jiku, was used as a defensive midfielder in the game, and Alexander Jiku was shown a red card in the 21st minute, and he was sent off in that particular game. So yes, Alexander Jiku ending the season on such a bad note with Fenerbahce. Despite that, Fenerbahce defeated Galatasaray by 1-0. And in our final match for the season, well, Club Brugge came up against Anderlecht, and well, Club Brugge won the game by 1-0. And guess who scored the goal? It was Black Stars right back, that is Dennis Odoi, who scored for Anderlecht to continue their surgence as they look forward to winning the Belgian league title of the season. Currently, Club Brugge are in first place, and for the Belgian league, well, when the season is over, the top 6 goes and play in a playoff, and the winner is determined over there. As it stands now, Club Brugge can end up winning the title and play in the Champions League next season. Yes, so that was how the season wrapped up for Ghanaian players abroad. Share your thoughts in the comment section, what you make of the performance of the Ghanaian players that I talked about. Mohamed Kudus ending the season on such a bright note. Well, Baba Rahman won the Greek Cup, as well as Dennis Odoi scoring, and Jordan Ayew losing his place in the starting 11. Alexander Jiku getting a red card. Well, my name is Joseph Adamafio, and it's always a pleasure coming your way with the sports updates. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.